All right, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. This is Brian Anderson with Clark Kellogg and Grant Hill. And giving us the rundown from the sidelines, reporter Allie LaForce. Here's a look at some stats for Julius Randle.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
Looking at the starting 5 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Conley and Ant are the 1 and the 2. Julius Randle out there with McDaniels. And it's Gobert in at the 5. And then for the Brooklyn Nets, Johnson and Claxton patrol the middle. Cam Thomas out there with back to Johnson. Russell to pass to Thomas. Over Edwards. Thomas misses. Minnesota Timberwolves. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Brooklyn this season.
A difficult matchup for them last year, with them losing both games to a team with a bad record.
Yeah, on paper it looked like it should have been no contest, but the opposite was true.
On paper, Clark, this is a mismatch, but the game is played on the floor.
I see where you're going with that, B.A., but I look at the talent disparity between these teams. It's wide and deep. It's a chasm. I see no opportunity for any kind of surprise here. Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Outside Edwards. Claxton with a rebound.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Here's Thomas on the take, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Now here's Randle, hovering around 19.5 points a game. His scoring has been huge for them.
Look at the toughness from Conley. He's seen a lot in this league and won't go down easy.
Russell to pass to Johnson. Back to Russell. Uses the glass on the layup.
Well, I tell you, Russell looking very comfortable taking on aggressive defense and getting the job done. That's good focus on his part.
Now here's Randle. 17 points in his last outing. Johnson with the defensive effort. The Nets have gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Pass to Russell. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. They're coming off a win against the Nuggets.
And as a rule of thumb, the road can really test your team's depth. But they all stepped up and collectively produced a lot of points.
And, you know, the guys on the bench have great confidence in themselves. And when their name was called, they were ready to compete and contribute.
Russell to pass to Thomas. That falls. Nice assist by Russell. Thomas has got his second bucket of the night.
Terrific imagination, creativity. Russell already one of the league's more intriguing playmakers.
And with the playoffs quickly approaching, the end of the regular season power rankings. Taking a look at the Lakers, they're building some momentum right now and aiming for a spot in the top 5.
You know, right now for the Timberwolves, they thought they'd be an elite club this year, but we're just not seeing that. But still, they have a chance against any team on any night.
Outside McDaniels. Gobert with a screen on Williams. 6 to shoot. McDaniels, that's good. McDaniels gotten his second bucket of the game.
It's too easy for him when he's that close. The defense has to put a body on Gobert inside.
Thomas outside. Johnson against Randall. The three from Russell. Nails it from three. Russell's got 5 now.
You know, this has become a real weapon for Russell now, and it's because he's worked hard on his shot.
Randall against Johnson. Randall, good.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
The Nets have gotten 5 of 7 shots to fall. Russell to pass to Thomas. Outside for Russell. Oh, good D by Edwards. And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Clark, with Minnesota being a major player in the West now, Wolves Nation is howling.
Howling and growling, B.A. That's the name of their fan base. And, yeah, they're excited, and for good reason. Not only is this team competitive, but they can be downright dominant at times, especially at the defensive end of the floor. Easy group to cheer for.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul of the game. Here's Russell. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Dallas.
Defensively, you always want to keep vision on the ball. Nice job tracking and coming away with it.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
I like that McDaniels was patient, created the opportunity by not rushing, and got himself to the line.
And let's take a moment here to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Minnesota.
They've done a great job establishing an inside presence. Now that'll open up more options offensively throughout the remainder of the game.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
Johnson, he's checked in for Williams. Here's Thomas for 3. It's rebounded by Anthony Edwards. Minnesota leading by 3. Outside McDaniels from outside the arc. Brooklyn pulls it in. You know, last game they matched up with the Mavs. A tough loss there.
It was, frankly, embarrassing. I was shocked by their disorganization, and I think they were too.
Yeah, and you know, those losses really hurt when you can't get anything going your way, everything going against you. Very frustrating.
Outside Edwards. For 3, Randall. He shoots. Ooh, and once again, off the mark by Minnesota. Nets trail by 3. Outside Johnson. Puts it up from 12. Russell, that's good. Russell's got 7 points.
And credit his teammates for feeding him all quarter.
The Timberwolves have got half their attempts to go. 6 of 12. Randall, a screen on Russell. Conley passes to Randall. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got his 3rd assist of the night.
And rolling with such quickness. There's just no way to keep Randall from scoring that.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Nick Claxton, despite his relatively slender frame, is a hard-nosed defender. He said, "I bow down to no one. Every time I step on the court, I always have that chip on my shoulder. That's just the fiery competitor that I am. At the end of the day, I know what I'll hang my hat on, the defensive side of the ball." Right?
Okay, Allie, thanks for that. Minnesota leading by 3. Edwards for 3. Rebounded by Johnson. McDaniels against Thomas. Pass to Russell. From deep, Johnson gets rebounded by Minnesota. Conley with the ball. He had 9 points in his last time out. Now here's Edwards. The 3 ball hits the trifecta.
Timeout, timeout.
And now a 6-point Minnesota lead.
Nice smooth 3-point shot by Edwards there. Boy, he's got confidence from behind the arc.
And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Some changes for Minnesota. Reed's checked in for Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Russell against Edwards. Russell to pass to Johnson. Lets it go from deep. And Johnson gets it to go on the assist by Johnson.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
It's McDaniels on the wing. Johnson against Edwards. Good chance here for DiVincenzo. And it's Thomas with the rebound.
With the defense absent, that was a great opportunity, but no go.
Here's Johnson. No luck on that one. Nice D from Reed. Minnesota leading by 3. The drive by Randall. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And Clark, the playoffs just around the corner. How many teams do you think have a legit shot to win it all?
Well, when you talk about championship teams, I think there's 5 or 6 teams that have the ingredients to win 16 games. There is a component of luck and health that goes into that. You got to be top flight to go the distance. Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Oh, and Reed with a block.
Great denial by Reed. Boundless energy he brings.
So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And here's a group of players who have been dialed in since the All-Star break. The leaders in shooting percentage. 5th on the list, Julius Randle.
As the season goes on, his shooting has really impressed, making the most of every look he gets at the hoop.
I like the fact that Reed is pretty crafty. He's got a good understanding and feel for the game. I mean, he makes plays, especially around the hoop, that other big men can't.
Now here's Johnson. He's been an offensive weapon for them, scoring around 17.5 points a game. Here's Reed. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Here's Johnson, and there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Williams is checked in for Brooklyn. Now here's Edwards. In the game against Denver, very impressive. Count that bucket. Edwards has got 10 points in the game.
Monster quarter for him. He's put the team on his back, trying to carry them to the W.
Watford the pass to Johnson. Down low. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. It's stolen. And pushing it up the floor here. He sends it right off the glass. Edwards against Sharp. Now Edwards. He's got 10. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
You know you're doing something right when you find yourself up double digits in the first period.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Jordi Fernandez. He was emphatic, saying that Edwards was their main concern, telling me Anthony poses problems on both sides of the ball, and he is relentless. He doesn't let up. He wants his guys to match Edwards' energy.
And Allie, thanks.
Not a bunch of energy from the defense, which is why he was free to knock that down.
And it's Edwards with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They lead by 7. Reed to screen on Johnson. Edwards for 3. Sharp grabs the miss. Brooklyn has gone 3 of 7 from beyond the arc in the first. DiVincenzo with a steal, and they're on the break. And the basket by
Go away from it.
Watford up top, guarded by Edwards. Johnson a screen on McDaniels. Shot clock at 6. Williams passes to Johnson. Here's Watford. Off target with the 3. Minnesota leading by 9. Here's Reed. And Watford pulls it down. And pushing it up the floor. Here comes Brooklyn.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
Now here's Edwards. He gets it up. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's Minnesota closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, let's quickly break down the game. What we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
They've got Trendon Watford. Johnson is out there with Williams. Then they're Sharp, and it's Wilson in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Williams passes to Watford. 5 to shoot. Three-pointer, no good.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Reed with it. Fires the 3. Drains the triple. And now it's a 12-point Timberwolves lead.
Off-ball preparation paying off for Reed. He was just waiting for that pass.
Johnson against Conley. Outside Johnson. Pass to Sharp. Stolen by Reed. And here's Conley. Taking a look at his production. Averaging just over 8 points a game. Reed to screen on Johnson. Here's Conley. Johnson. Ooh, nothing falling for them right now. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 3 to begin the second. Here's Randall. That shot off. Good D by Watford. Conley against Williams. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot. Minnesota leading by 12. Here's Randall. 10 points for him. Right wing. Right side Reed. Alexander Walker, the pass to Conley. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
Once Reed saw he had room, he went right up with authority.
Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Minnesota making a change here. McDaniels checked in. And we got a quick moment to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Julius Randle.
It's not a great trend for him. Not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. Maybe it's his effort, or who knows, but that's something that needs to change.
Wilson passes to Johnson, and the foul called on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Here in quarter 2, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Pass to Wilson, back to Johnson. To the paint. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Throws it down emphatically.
He's got serious hops, right? You add that to his ability to penetrate, that's 2 easy points.
A lot of bounceability there, guys. I mean, well above the rim. That's what makes him dangerous.
McDaniels from long range. Here's Reed, and he jams it home with authority.
Saving that trip. Naz Reed turning a miss into a bucket.
There's the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, capturing the moment. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Sharp a screen on Conley. Here's Johnson. And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here. Watford the pass to Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. The Nets need to get off a shot here. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Conley with the ball. Pass to Alexander Walker. Beyond the arc. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got 5 assists tonight.
In today's NBA, you have to stretch the floor if you want to win. They have loads of confidence from three-point land right now.
Johnson passes to Williams. Sharp against Reed. Back to Williams. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. Clark, we hear coaches often say, trust your teammates. Why is that sometimes a challenge?
Well, you know, when you talk about passing the basketball, there's got to be a level of trust and confidence that where you pass it to is going to produce some fruit, and that it might come back to you if that's the best play. And then defensively, you can't be good defensively without communicating and trusting one another to cover for each other in the defensive scheme that you're playing.
To the inside. Here's Thomas. Doesn't go that time. Good work defensively by DiVincenzo. McDaniels from long range. Here's Reed. Claxton with the block. Thomas outside. Fires in the triple. Thomas has got 7.
He's a producer. It's part of their plan to get him as many touches as possible.
Outside, DiVincenzo. Claxton over Conley. He hits the back iron and sinks it.
Interesting choice going for the fadeaway. An unnecessary flourish in that case.
Now DiVincenzo. He's scoreless. Outside Conley. Shakes him. It's good. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Finding the soft spot in the defense there. Crafty work by Conley.
Johnson passes to Watford. Williams up top. Covered by Alexander Walker. They grab their own miss. And the whistle on the shot. Got some contact there. Misses the shot, but he'll shoot 2.
Man, the defender really went after him.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And he drops the first. For Brooklyn, Johnson, he's checked in for Watford. And Russell is subbed in for Williams. Off on that one, so he goes 1 out of 2 at the line. The Timberwolves lead by 10. DiVincenzo, book it, and it's Randall with the assist.
DiVincenzo with the nice touch on the inside shot. Boy, he really knows how to make it work at close range.
Now here's Thomas, covered by Alexander Walker. Thomas, that's good.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Randall outside. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it, and he'll shoot 1 more at the line. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
You know, he's been one of those players. They've won it on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
And the Nets making a change here. Williams is checked in. McDaniels is checked in for the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards comes in for DiVincenzo. And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here.
Here we go. Brooklyn's own team.
And with 3 games remaining in the regular season, here's how the East stacks up. You take a look at the Nets, a really frustrating season for them. They're looking forward to the draft.
Give it up for Team Hype.
Johnson finds Claxton. The three from Russell. And that one goes. 4 for 7 for him so far.
Russell does a good job taking whatever the defense avails. He doesn't need to look for other options if he's got a good look.
Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball. Nets trail by 10. Pass to Johnson. Thomas outside. Great look, but off the mark.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, and it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
All right, Clark, how about Rudy Gobert? What consistency rebounding the ball.
Yeah, averaging double digits pretty much every season, BA, and that helps them in the battle of possessions, obviously. And it also...
And good! There's another!
And this is all you need to know about the year he's having. He's coming up on the single-season franchise scoring record.
And when he does get there, I bet it's a long time until someone matches it. Here's Claxton, and Gobert with a block.
Love the way Gobert goes after shots. He blocks quite a few and alters many more.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
We've seen scoring totals increasing, and fans might appreciate it, but NBA VP and head of basketball ops Joe Dumars said, quote, I think what fans really want to see is incredible competition. The score is secondary to that. And guys, you talk about competing, Joe D brought it at both ends of the floor.
No doubt about that. Well said, Allie. Here's Dillingham. No made baskets yet. Inside, Randall. Rejected by Claxton. Williams passes to Thomas. Boom! He jams it straight down.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Pass to Dillingham. Just 5 to shoot. And he drives in. Russell with the rebound. Nets trail by 10. Now here's Thomas. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Dallas. No good there. That would have cut it to single digits. Oh, a sensational slam by Amp.
Oh, doctor. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Edwards throwing it down with force. Get this guy in the dunk contest.
Thomas outside. Into the lane. Well, you look at Cam Thomas. Do you think he has the potential to be a star in this league?
Well, you know, it's tough to say, B.A. He has a lot of talent, especially as a scorer. I think he has to keep evolving other parts of his game if he wants to become a full-fledged star.
Reed's checked in for the Timberwolves. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Here's Dillingham, guarded by Russell. Driving to the basket, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Pass to Thomas. A minute 29 left in the first half. Shoots from 14. And that one comes up a bit short.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Here's Dillingham. Williams defending. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. It's on Nick Claxton. These are his first free throws of the game. First one falls for him.
Nikhil Alexander Walker. 2 shots.
one falls, so he hits both of them.
0 wasted trips. They're doing their job at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Thomas against Edwards. Now here's Thomas. Not a lot of room. Oh, he got him with a pump fake, but he couldn't finish.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And from what we've seen so far in his career, Anthony Edwards wants to be that guy in crunch time, Clark.
B.A., I love his mentality, not only in that he wants to be the guy, but he also wants to elevate his teammates, and he plays the game with an exuberance and a joy and a freshness that is, quite good to see. But I like his attack mentality and his willingness to step into leading his team by example at both ends of the floor.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Dillingham. Reed, a screen on Russell. To the middle. A slam dunk by Reed.
I think this is why you get Reed involved in screen and rolls. I mean, he's phenomenal at making the cut after setting the screen.
Here's Thomas. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Thomas has got 13 points now in the quarter.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
And so it's Minnesota up 15 points as this quarter concludes, building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. Back after this.
Welcome, everybody. Let's get right to it. It's been nothing short of a tremendous challenge for the Brooklyn Nets.
Their opponent is beating them up on the boards, and they're not taking it well.
No, they are not. It's been pretty embarrassing. And looking at the players of the month, here are the winners from each conference. The Western Conference winner, Luka Doncic.
No stranger getting recognized. Doncic stuffs the stat sheet pretty much every night. Controls the pace of the game. Superstar.
Would you say he's a little bit like Magic? Appreciate you joining us. It's been our distinct pleasure, and I mean that. Let's now...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with it.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. On the court for Minnesota, Dante DiVincenzo out there with Mike Conley. Then there's Rudy Gobert. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Minot in at the power forward position. To the paint. Thomas outside. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Thomas misses. Minnesota leading by 18. Down low. Here's Alexander Walker. And he slams it in one-handed.
Coaches love to see ball movement, especially when it gets you that kind of look.
This is his second trip to the line in the game.
Guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
From 8 feet away, Russell, that's good. Russell's got 12 points.
We've talked about the stroke before. The repeatable motion that Russell has. I'm trying to find that with my golf swing, fellas. Because of his stroke, though, he can be rough if he gets locked in.
Inside. DiVincenzo, pass to Gobert. Here's Alexander Walker. No good from outside. And Williams has got the ball here for Brooklyn, trailing by 19. Stripped away. Ooh, poked away. That's a foul called on Cameron Johnson. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Team seconds.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in.
And that's Russell. I mean, has the length to disrupt and bother shots, even against bigger or more explosive athletes.
Conley against Williams. And here's Conley. He has 6. Shot clock at 5. Pass to DiVincenzo. From deep three-point land. Minnesota again missing. Nets trail by 19. Thomas passes to Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Teacher right about now. That's right, man. It's time to make some noise for Jackson.
Reed's checked in for the Timberwolves. And we have a chance to take a look at the teams that are wreaking havoc with their defense this past month. Fourth, the Timberwolves.
Over the last month, this team has shown strides defensively. The effort level has been much improved.
Reed sets a screen. Here's Conley. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. Conley's got 8.
Conley, so crafty with that left hand of his. The veteran knows his way around the hoop.
Thomas, a screen on Conley. Pass to Thomas.
Hey, who's watching now?
It's good. Thomas has got 19 points.
They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Minot. The 3 is up. Brooklyn pulls it in. Claxton's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Russell deciding where to go with it. Pass to Johnson. Here's Claxton. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Give him 8 points now.
Excellent activity and timing on the offensive glass. That's how you get extra possessions.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Conley with the ball. Reed sets a screen. Conley passes to Reed. Over Claxton. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Thomas against DiVincenzo. Outside Russell. Launches it from deep. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
DiVincenzo against Thomas. Pass to Minot. High post Reed. Outside, Alexander Walker. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Alexander Walker's got 10.
Love the pass from Reed that time. These guys love playing with him.
And Jordi Fernandez calls timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
And your next U15.
goal percentage.
And they rank in the top half of the NBA in blocks, right in the middle of the pack. It's something they're looking to improve on.
And as you said, their defense this season has been rock solid. They don't give up a lot of easy scoring options and put good pressure on the offense. Takes a step back. Thomas against DiVincenzo. Thomas, that's good. Thomas has got 4 points this quarter.
When he decides he wants to take it to the bucket, it's really hard for anyone to slow him down.
Conley with the ball. Give him 8 points now. Reed to screen on Russell. From deep, Conley. And count it. Now 5 for 7.
One of the league's more reliable three-point shooters. Conley didn't always have that in his game, but he's lethal now.
Outside Johnson. Pass to Claxton. To the inside. And Thomas gets it to go on the assist by Claxton. Thomas has got 23 points.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And stolen by Claxton. Thomas outside. Back to Williams. Johnson a screen on DiVincenzo. The three from Russell. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got 5 rebounds tonight.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. As a result, they've got a big lead.
Here's Thomas. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
The shooting's been great, but also how about the energy level? That's what's impressed me the most. They've been getting it up and down in transition, and that takes effort.
Johnson, he's checked in for Russell. Randall, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Outside, DiVincenzo drills it from deep. DiVincenzo's got 6 here in the quarter.
And the three-point shot of DiVincenzo is dangerous. Defense cannot allow him to get airspace from there.
Johnson finds Thomas. Lets the 3 fly, and the three-pointer goes. Thomas has got 11 in the second half.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Reed to screen on Johnson. Here's Conley. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got 13 rebounds in the game. Glass eating. Outside Johnson. Pass to Johnson. Claxton with it. Reed defending. And Claxton throws it down. And he's now got the double-double.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Here's Alexander Walker. That 3's off the mark. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Brooklyn. A 12-point game. Pass to Johnson. Outside Johnson. And again, it's Brooklyn. Here's Conley. He's got 11. Randall outside. A deep 3. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Pass to Thomas. Oh, he gets it to fall, and that makes it just a single-digit deficit. Thomas has got 30.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Wilson's checked in for Brooklyn. Watford comes in for Thomas.
Way to go, everyone.
And this is how the West looks with just 3 games left until the playoffs begin. Taking a look at Minnesota, they're hoping to make some moves from the number 5 spot before the start of the playoffs.
Seeing where the Timberwolves are, it really hasn't been the dominant season they were hoping for. But they're still in the hunt for a high postseason seed.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Johnson inside, guarded by Edwards. Johnson, it's good on the putback.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
Well, the defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Outside, DiVincenzo. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Here's Wilson. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Rudy Gobert picks one up. He's getting his first free throw attempts of the night now.
You know, one thing about getting going at the free throw line like he has this season, it can continue to carry over.
For Brooklyn, Sharp comes in for Claxton, and it's Martin in for Johnson.
They're doing some good work at the line this half.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. And right here on the 2K leaderboard, the best rebounding teams of the past 10 games. In the 3rd spot, Brooklyn.
And over the last 10 games, this team has brought it to the glass. Everyone is getting involved and trying to help one another secure boards.
Inside to stop the drought. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. Lewis is checked in for Martin. He's made 1 and missed 1 so far at the line. Free throw good, McDaniels.
Guys like McDaniels, who can guard just about any position on the floor, extremely valuable these days.
And he might not blow you away with numbers, but there's a reason why McDaniels is on the floor so often, Clark.
Hey, B.A., I love his versatility at both ends of the floor. He knows exactly what's needed from him by his team. He gives it to him. He doesn't need a lot of touches. He just plays the game. Love his motor. Love his consistency. He is the epitome of a value utility guy.
Randall finds DiVincenzo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Oh, Randall put some extra on that slam, entertaining the fans and the broadcasters.
And that was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, bringing you the sauce. Here's Johnson, and he lays it up and in. Johnson's got 12 points in the game.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Pass to Edwards. Rebound Brooklyn. 29 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Wilson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Johnson passes to Watford. Misses the 3. Now Edwards. 19 points in the game. Randall on the screen. Puts up a deep 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Minnesota closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. And they've... With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store. Nets trail by 7. Sharp out there with Trendon Watford. Then there's Johnson, and it's Whitehead in at the 2-guard position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Conley against Johnson. Pass to Wilson. To the paint. His first shot coming late. Sharp, no good.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Randall, another bucket. He continues to expand his offensive game.
Here's Johnson. Here's Wilson. McDaniels covering with the drive. And the shot goes in.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
The Timberwolves lead by 7. About 1 minute played here in the fourth quarter. McDaniels finds Conley. Yes, it's good.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
Here's Johnson. Pass to Whitehead. Back to Johnson. It's blocked by Gobert. And so it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Martin, he's checked in for Brooklyn.
Tyrese Martin.
Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Count the basket. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Just doing it solo. Love seeing McDaniels grab that steal and take off and convert.
Johnson against Conley. Johnson passes to Watford. Back to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Watford with it. Randall's there. The shot by Watford, no good. Minnesota leading by 11. It's McDaniels on the wing. Outside Conley. It's stolen by Johnson. Pass to Wilson. Down low. Here's Watford. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got rebound number 7 tonight.
You hate to pile on, but his poor shooting night has really hurt the team.
Conley against Johnson. And that one's good from Conley. Conley's got 4 points in the quarter.
Once Conley finds an offensive rhythm, he can be hard to contain.
And here's Martin. Pass to Sharp. Sharp, a screen on McDaniels. Clock at 6. Here's Johnson. It falls. 5 for 11 in the game.
Boy, he's been a different player here in the second half, looking much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Now here's Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Puts up a deep 3. Sinks it. What range from downtown.
And that was from way outside. It's clear McDaniels has confidence in his long-range capabilities.
Here's Wilson. McDaniels covering. Watford outside. Now Sharp. Here's Wilson. He hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Always a good possession when you can get that kind of look.
And so Randall will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points. McDaniels a screen. Pass to Edwards. That one off the back iron and out. Nets trail by 12. And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Nick Claxton, he's checked in for Sharp. Johnson comes in for Watford. Thomas, he's checked in for Martin. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Johnson. Reed's checked in for the Timberwolves. Dillingham comes in for Conley. Russell to pass to Claxton. That falls. Nice assist by Russell.
This has been the story of the game. A battle fought on offense.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
Here's Dillingham, guarded by Russell. Edwards looking for an opening. This one for three. Claxton with a rebound.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Pass to Johnson. Thomas with the ball. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. Minnesota leading by 10. And here's Edwards. Randall, a screen on Russell. Puts one up from 19. Edwards gets the bucket. Edwards got 21 points in the game.
Boy, great take by Edwards, making the correct decision in the pick and roll there.
Russell, the pass to Wilson. Now here's Thomas, guarded by Edwards. From deep, Johnson nails it from beyond the arc.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Edwards against Thomas. Fires for three. Yet another bucket.
For this franchise, he's now tied the record for most points in a single season.
That tells you all you need to know about him offensively. He's ultra savvy and ultra skilled. And stolen by Edwards. They've got numbers. Here's Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
You know, the defense locked so much into Edwards that it creates opportunities for others.
Nets trail by 14. Thomas outside. Here's Wilson. Pass to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Edwards has got his 6th rebound on the night. And got it! Another basket!
He's done it. A new single-season franchise scoring record. Great accomplishment from him in what's been a fantastic year.
It's been a season for the ages for him and one that'll go down in the history of this franchise.
You know, he's worked on his conditioning since he entered the league. Russell showing good upper body strength there.
Johnson against Randall. Reed, a screen on Johnson. Randall with the drive. Oh, he pipes it. 9 for 14 and showing no let-up.
Boy, he loves pounding that ball. Randall driving right through contact.
Nets trail by 16. Russell to pass to Johnson. Thomas outside. Now Johnson. To the middle. Here's Russell. Uneasy, too, on the layup. Russell's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, you know, this is just who Russell is, in my opinion, guys. A very assertive and confident player who looks to score the ball as much as he can.
Here's Edwards. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And Anthony Edwards has stated that his goal is to ultimately surpass Michael Jordan.
Hey, look, that is a lofty goal to run after. I don't know if he'll catch it, but I like the fact that he's ambitious enough and confident enough to put it out there. His ability speaks for itself. This guy's a star already, and his star continues to shine. His work ethic and confidence give me belief that he's going to have a chance to at least get close to that. We know about 25 years ago, there was a guy named Kobe Bryant who sought to do something similar to what MJ did, and he got pretty close to matching it.
Pass to Dillingham. Edwards can't hit. Nets trail by 16. Thomas, left side. And the shot's good. Thomas has got 15 points here in the second half.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
Thomas against Edwards. Pass to Alexander Walker. Fires the three. Claxton with a rebound.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Got a piece of it. Here's Dillingham. High post read. From behind the arc. Brooklyn pulls it in. Thomas outside. Anthony Edwards with a rebound. The Timberwolves lead by 14. For three. And Reed with a basket on the assist from Dillingham. Reed's got 5 points now this quarter.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Williams from long range gets the three to fall.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And Chris Finch has called timeout, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. And Minnesota making a change here.
From the Brooklyn Nets.
.157 left to play in the fourth quarter. And there's a pick. And here's Dillingham from the arc. Williams grabs the board. And Williams has got the ball here for Brooklyn. They trail by 14. Thomas, right side. And Claxton throws it down.
And he's playing the game with a certain flair right now.
Oh, he caps off the move with a little hang time on the rim.
Yeah, just couldn't contain himself. Couldn't control himself there.
And pushing it up the floor. Here comes Brooklyn. Russell finds Thomas. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. The Timberwolves lead by 12.
And there's no way this margin gets closed down. Great execution of a game plan and a nice win here for the Timberwolves.
They looked to run any time they could.
They set the tone with their pace. Their transition game was excellent.
And with another win in the bag, they've racked up 46 total on the year.
And when you only face a team twice on the season, you love to win that first one. Now they'll have the mental edge in the next meeting against the Nets.
And we've come to expect these kinds of strong games for Julius Randle.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
Outside Russell. Back to Thomas. Outside Russell. 6 on the shot clock. To the paint. Here's Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
I can't emphasize enough what reading is all about. That's seeing the game in front of you, another way to put it. Russell making a great choice for the assist there.
Pass to Garza. Ingles from outside. He can't get that one to fall. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Clark Kellogg, this is Brian Anderson thanking you all for tuning in tonight. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Julius Randle.
Here we are, Richard, coming down the final stretch here, and a lot left to play for. If your team is on the cusp, man, you are holding on tight.
This is the stretch where you can make or break your season. Some teams find a gear that carries them from here to a championship. Others, they come up a little short, trying just a little too hard.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall. And it's Conley in at the 1 spot.
Capitalizing from the mid-range. Maxey just taking what he sees and making it available.
Maxey against Conley. And here's Edwards from the arc. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. And the 76ers with possession. Maxey with it. Now defended by Gobert. Shot by Grimes. No good. McDaniels against George. Randall outside. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
Leaving points at the free throw line can take the edge off of the team. You're playing physical, you're playing hard, and it's just not paying off.
And here's Randall, following the three-pointer by Tyrese Maxey. It's Edwards on the wing. Playing Brooklyn, he was nearly unstoppable. No one covering.
And the touch on Edwards' shot is really nice. Gives it just enough power to drop in.
Maxey into the lane. George passes to Embiid, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. With the league 65-game rule, Joel Embiid might have trouble making another All-NBA team.
Yeah, he's only reached that 65-game mark twice in his career. But he's still a lock to make the Hall of Fame, Kevin, because of how dominant he is when he plays. And look, he's already got an MVP.
Now here's Randall. He picked up 21 points in their last win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And I love what he's been able to do on the glass, securing some extra possessions for his team.
Clock at 4. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Edwards' shot is good.
And you have to stay up on Edwards out there, which is dangerous because he's so good at going right around you.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, Kevin, I was able to talk with Nick Nurse for a minute, and we talked about the tall task of facing Anthony Edwards. Coach said he is so physical. Ant looks more like a linebacker than a wing, so we can't foul Edwards too much. That's playing right into his hands. So they'll try to play him tight without sending him to the line. Not easy to do. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, defensively, Embiid can take over a game with his reach. Big block from him there.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Here we are, 2 games left before the start of the playoffs. Let's take a look at the possible field. You look at Minnesota. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that.
And I think for Minnesota, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
But it's something we expected. This team was built to compete with anyone.
And the slam, if Rudy gets that ball anywhere near the rim, he is going to finish it.
Maxey finds Embiid. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Grimes. Edwards defending. Here's Grimes. And it's good. The back of the rim and in.
Not the shot I expected him to take or make, but hey, look, joke's on me. He hit it.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Over in the corner, Conley. Randall outside. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. And it's Maxey with the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Heads up on the money pass by Maxey. Great vision.
Timberwolves trail by 4. And here is Conley. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And he didn't just create offense for himself now. He did a tremendous job of setting up his teammates as well.
Philadelphia has gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Shot by Grimes, no good. For Minnesota, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Edwards' shot is good.
And that was a confident shot. Love when Edwards just rises up and fires off the dribble.
Now, here's Maxey. He's coming off a 16-point game against Milwaukee. Now here's Randall. Outside Edwards. Back to Randall. Launches from deep. And it's Grimes with the rebound.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
To the paint, here's Yabusele.
While he's a bit undersized for the floor, he more than makes up for it with his balance.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Let's see some of the numbers here for Julius Randle. Timberwolves trail by 3. Edwards with it. He's got 8. Has to go Gobert. Conley with it. He's covered by Maxey. Conley feeling it out. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by George.
Well, he's got a page stroke. That one almost dropped.
With the floater. Minnesota with the rebound. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road. But they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Yeah, they seem unfazed by the hostile environment. I mean, just look at how efficiently they shot the ball.
Maxey, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Maxey's got 7 points.
Nice work on the interior. Maxey looks so composed amongst those trees.
Conley kicks to Randall. Outside Edwards. The shot. Not happening that time. His second miss in 5 shots. The 76ers leading by 3. Shot by Grimes. No good.
I'd like to see him a bit more efficient. He has not been great this quarter.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And what you love about Edwards is how intense he is. Guy plays hard every minute he's on the floor.
And it's a luxury to have a great shooter like him at the line. Very rarely see a miss.
Now, here's Maxey. He has 7. It's stolen by Edwards. And there's the drive, and it's in there. 12 points for him.
An agile move off the contact by Edwards, getting to his shot despite the difficult defense.
Pass to Yabusele. George looking over the floor. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the 76ers lead by 2.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And he comes up with the deuce.
And he's been a terrific point guard in this league for a long time. Mike Conley just knows how to play.
McDaniels against George. Shoots over McDaniels. The shot by George, no good. Minnesota's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Gobert with a screen for McDaniel. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on George.
And And the length of Gobert can be so difficult to deal with. And that's why you have to be physical with him on defense.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. DiVincenzo's checked in. Here's Council. And rebounded by McDaniels.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
No, it's just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guy. And Philadelphia making a change here. Walker's checked in. And a change for the Timberwolves. Reed's checked in. Pass to McCain. Walker in the corner. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Walker.
Number 23.
Maxey against DiVincenzo. The offensive rebound. Edwards passes to Maxey. Drills it from outside. Maxey's got a couple of threes now in the first with the 76ers. Timberwolves have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Reed with the screen on Maxey. A three for DiVincenzo. It's hauled in by the 76ers. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, but what a tremendous effort, Kevin. I thought they were coming all the way back. Such a terrific fourth quarter of basketball, but they just could not get over the hump.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Gordon with no one around. Another three for Philadelphia.
So many of Gordon's shots come from three-point range because he drains so many of them. When you've had his kind of success from beyond the arc, you're always going to have the green light.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Still without a basket. Reed with a screen for DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 3 and stolen by Maxey. Here's McCain. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. And now a three-point Philadelphia lead. It's the Timberwolves now. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team. Shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time. And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Now, here's Maxey. 10 points for him.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Picked by Reed. Edwards with it. He's picked up by Drummond, and he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Lowry comes in for Gordon, and it's Butler in for Maxey. Philadelphia's gone 4 of 7 from three-point range so far in the first. Pass to McCain. Inside, here's Embiid, and yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And the 76ers lead by 2. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Now, here's McDaniels. Rebound by Joel Embiid. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Pass to McCain. The kick outside to Butler. Embiid with the screen on DiVincenzo. And Embiid throws it down.
It's near impossible trying to guard Embiid in the pick and roll. He's just so clever.
Lowry against Edwards. Fires It's away from outside. He can't hit that time.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistently.
Tyrese Maxey. He's been the guy making things happen for the 76ers. He got to double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And I've really liked how they moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Jaden McDaniels. Then it's Naz Reid. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Clark in a shooting guard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels them.
He's perfect from the line this time. Well, we've seen this a few times, Richard. Players getting booed at home. And that's got to be painful for a player.
You get taken back a little bit. For some players, it's deserved, but it's always a surprise. But you have to be self-aware. Did you deserve to get booed? In most cases, it's true.
McDaniels finds Clark. Pass to Alexander Walker. And a miss there on the triple.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
McCain's shot is off.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Here's McDaniels. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Goes to Clark.
The 76ers lead. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's McCain. He's covered by Clark. Embiid with the bucket.
Look, and he knows he has the green light. Embiid's kind of attitude in these moments just makes him even more lethal.
Now, here's Clark. Not a lot of room. Now, DiVincenzo. His last outing, he had 8 points. A nice pick right there to get him right to the rack.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Pass to Embiid. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And here is Butler. Embiid with a screen on DiVincenzo. Here's Butler. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Pass to Alexander Walker. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Philadelphia's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the free ball here. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel Embiid, but Coach Nick Nurse says they have to maximize him in different ways. Nurse said unpredictability is the key. You have to relieve some of the pressure. Guys are overplaying and sending multiple players at him. You have to find easy baskets out of it. Kevin?
Makes a lot of sense, David. Thank you.
No thanks. Let's see those moves. Look at those moves.
Walker's checked in for Philadelphia. And then for Minnesota, Julius Randle's checked in for McDaniels. And Mike Conley subbed in for Clark. Timberwolves on defense. They trail by 1. There's Walker with the 3. Julius Randle with the rebound. And it's Conley with the ball for Minnesota. Here's Reed. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Philadelphia has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Butler. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Embiid. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can't hit from in close.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
DiVincenzo with it. Reed with a screen for DiVincenzo. Launches it. And McCain pulls it down.
Shocking that he just bricked that one. The defense got real lucky there.
And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Julius Randle.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Yabusele, he's checked in for Lonnie Walker. And it's Quentin Grimes in for Butler. It's deflected. It's stolen by Edwards. To end the drought. Minnesota with the rebound. And here's Reed. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And also active defensively. 2 blocks ago with kind of his overall floor game.
Pushing it up. And Reed throws it down.
Every year, it seems like Randle's playing with more awareness. That's why you can now run the offense through him.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That is his first foul of the game.
Clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Here's Yabusele. He's defended by Randle. Here's Yabusele. 11 points for him in that last game against Milwaukee.
Don't forget his 4 steals, just filling up the box score.
And that one, good. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Now here's Conley. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. The shot's good from DiVincenzo. 76ers trailing. Pass to Embiid. Here's Yabusele. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
A great look provided by Embiid. The big man just dropping dimes.
Timberwolves have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Now Reed fires for 3. And it's Grimes with the rebound. Here's McCain. 8 points his last outing. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Both teams will make substitutions. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
We've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alteration. Now Reed, he's checked in for Minnesota. And now let's go to the 2K leaderboard. What a month it's been for these teams defensively. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
And they've just been on a defensive tear. I mean, allowing so few points. And really, I think it's the energy with which they play.
Edwards with it. He's got 12. From deep. Rebound by the 76ers. Lets it go with the three. Crimes with the bucket. Climbs.
Wants Maxey to have the ball in his hand. He is a great decision maker that gets better every year.
Edwards finds DiVincenzo. Pass to Alexander Walker. Shot clock at 6. Over George. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And the defense was right on him there. Nice contest.
Hard to talk about a guy who can completely take over. Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, I love his energy. I love his focus. I love his love for the game. He is relentless. What's amazing is that there's still so much upside there, Kevin.
Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. Off the run. Gobert with a wide open look. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Maxey passes to Grimes. Here's Yabusele. From deep, George. Another three for Philadelphia.
And George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot player. Measuring the shot before receiving the pass, you can't guard that.
Now at Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Maxey in the corner. Another